But we start in the Spanish capital. Santi Solari sacked as Real Madrid coach today. Zinedine Zidane is back in charge of the club, signing a contract until 2022. Let's go out to Sid Lowe, who's outside the Bernabeu, who's at the press conference where Zidane was presented. Sid, how did this happen? We thought it was going to be Mourinho, didn't we?
Well, Real Madrid had two options, both of which were turning back. One was Mourinho, one was Zidane. Very, very different, of course, in terms of their approaches, very different in terms of their personalities. And I think what happened over the last 3 or 4 days is that Madrid were in a position where they had to try and persuade Zidane to come back. And I must admit, I'm genuinely surprised that Zidane gave in. Now, he today in this press conference has talked about how nothing really needed to be said to him, no promises needed to be made, no guarantees needed to be offered. He just needed to get the call. Now, if that's true, why was the call made last Thursday and it's only happened today on Monday?
Sid, obviously we're speculating, but you imagine promises mean you're going to get new players, we're going to get rid of the players that you don't want. Promises, of course, that Florentino Perez couldn't give this time last year, hence Zidane walked.
Yeah, exactly. Either couldn't give or wouldn't give. And I think while Zidane has insisted that, I haven't been told these things, I haven't been told things about cleaning out the squad and so on, I don't think anyone truly believes him on that. And he talked tonight about just getting on with the next 11 games, thinking about what they do in the summer, and that changes will then be made, which of course tells you that there are some changes in mind. Also, he's got 11 games to try and make a final decision on that. But I think you're absolutely right. I think what's happened over the last 4 or 5 days is that they've discussed the kind of things he would like to do, and the kind of things that he probably wanted to do, as you rightly say, in the summer. And at that stage, that guarantee wasn't given. Now, given Real Madrid's crisis, it has been.
Finally, Sid, before you go for your boy band rehearsal, let's talk about the fact, how has it been received in Madrid? How do the fans like this?
Absolutely delighted. In terms of a kind of ending a crisis move, this has been a masterstroke. I remember we talked about this last week, and I was saying that what I couldn't really get my head around, what I couldn't really understand, is what need there would be to bring in a manager now who might get burnt by these final 11 games. I have to say, in terms of my interpretation there, I was clearly very wrong. And obviously what's happened is that since the knockout in the Champions League, we saw this in the 2 or 3 days that followed, the crisis risk getting deeper. And by putting Zidane in, you calm that down immediately. So these 11 games might mean nothing, but they do mean that you can calm things down, you can get someone in who everybody is behind. I mean, Zidane tried to claim that 1 or 2 people were annoyed with him for walking out. That doesn't feel true at all. Right now, the whole of the city is delighted.
Sid Lowe, thank you very much for your thoughts. Just a reminder, Zinedine Zidane.
Moves from both parties.
Really?
From Florentino Perez and Real Madrid, it looks as if, and this may be surprising to some Real Madrid fans, that there may be a plan in place. Yeah. That indeed you're making a decision based not only on what happens next weekend, but what happens in the long term with Real Madrid. It feels as if you're bringing Zidane back is because now you've assured him that we're going to make this transition and we're going to make the changes that need to be made that we couldn't make last summer. For Zidane, he goes, takes his break, gets his mind off the game. He just watches from the outside and sees this team fall apart, which he probably could have foretold before he walked off, and then comes back and he's a hero. And no matter what happens from here till the end of the season, he's still a hero. And oh, mind you, then comes the changes. And that's really where things need to happen for Real Madrid. That the decisions that they make in terms of personnel make sense to Zinedine Zidane. Those are the things that he wants, and that he gets the players that he wants. And the players that are not going to be helpful and useful, get out. The players that we need, bring them in. The other ones that we don't want, gone. All of that needs to happen, and Zidane seems to be the calmest person to make this happen. This man was outstanding today in the press conference. Everything was a
He
smile.
didn't even dress up for the press conference.
No, look at the pants. Are you kidding me? So he just looked so calm, and everything was so welcoming, and everything. Nothing to see. I love this club. This is fantastic.